Yes, here we are again in Miami, Oklahoma, at the Ottawa Tribal Council, and this is the second half of the explanation of the 1992 Native Tribal Study. And here again we have the Delawares where we left off. We'll go on.
This is the Delaware of Western Oklahoma.
Okay.
The Choctaws, and they are the Muskegon linguistic group, and they originally came from the south west around Georgia area.
Okay.
And this is their current, or this was Hollis Roberts.
Yep. Okay. And you see they're in a little bit different place. They're in southeastern Oklahoma.
Yeah. This is Comanches, and they would have came as prisoners of war, and they were a part of the Shoshonen language family, and their original home is in the Rocky Mountains area.
And Comanche is one of the most feared warriors.
Yeah, and this is one of their most famous chief, Quanah Parker. And Kickapoos, and they're part of the Algonquin language group. And the thing about these Kickapoos is that they were from the Wisconsin area, but when they came down, they traveled all the way down into the Texas area when they were trading and everything.
And you had mentioned, or I had mentioned by mistake, the Trail of Tears, thinking of the famous one of the Cherokee, but you had cleared me up by saying all of us had our Trail of Tears. Well, we started out with thousands, ended up with but a handful of people by the time we finally got pushed into Oklahoma.
Right.
Yeah, just thought I'd clarify that. And this is an unknown tribesman, but look at the difference in apparel and what they're wearing.
This is the Muskogee Creek Nation, and their the language is a Muskogean language group, and it's related to the Yushis language group, but just a slightly different. And the Muskogees came from the southwest or southeast area, Georgia, Florida.
Okay. And this is Chito
Harsho.
Harsho.
Then this the Otoe, Missouri tribe, and they speak the same language, but it's the Siouan language family, and so they were related to the people of the Rocky Mountain areas. And
there's that coin again.
Yeah.
Or another coin.
They would have.
The man is Old Eagle.
Yeah. They got different coins for different things.
Right, but your explanation that the trading routes that they worked with as an explanation possibly of that coin is the best one I've ever heard.
Yeah, I've actually seen different coins that had pure Shotos trading route, and what was the other big trader? I can't think of it now. But they each had their own coins that identified which tribes worked with them.
Yeah, and the trade routes back 2,000 years ago were incredible because they found Spanish helmets in the Arctic Circle of the Eskimos, or they're Eskimos.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Spanish swords and helmets way up there that were traded and carried all that distance through the trade routes.
Yep, this is the Osage, and they're part of the Denali group, which is the Quapaws and the Poncas.
And this is Governor Joe?
Yes. This is the Potawatomis, and they speak the same Algonquin language group as the Ottawas. It's just very slight difference for the Potawatomis. And the Ottawas, Potawatomis, and Chippewas actually lived together for a time as the Council of Three Fires. And so you'll see groups of Ottawas, Potawatomis, and Chippewas here, but they're also up in Michigan, Wisconsin, and they've always stayed together.
Mm-hmm. This is the first woman we've seen in this series, but now that I think of it, look at what we're missing out on different costumes. We're missing out on half of the costumes for all of these pictures of the woman related to the chief.
Mm-hmm. This is Seminoles, and they were originated in the Florida area.
Mm-hmm.
And they speak Muskogee linguistic family.
Oh, saved it. So this is a Seminole.
Yeah, this is the Seminole tribe, and they're Muskogee language family. The Seminoles came up from Florida. They were captured.
The Swamp Indians.
Swamp Indians. They're still Seminoles in Florida, but only part of them got captured and were removed.
Okay, and this is Chief Billy
Bowlegs. This is the Sac and Fox, and they're part of the Algonquin language family. And they were another tribe that was put together. There was a Sac tribe and a Fox tribe.
Okay.
And the government decided, hey, you're too small to be separated. And this is Chief Keokuk. And they're around the Oklahoma area, Stroud.
And they're, again, different. They're in more of a central Oklahoma City area.
Yeah. And then this is the Loyal Shawnee tribe. There's also Absentee Shawnees and Eastern Shawnees. And the language group is the Algonquin language group for all of them. And they're here in northeast Oklahoma.
This is Victoria Doherty.
Yes.
Another woman, and also another totally different outfit. See, we're missing half of this outfits of the women and the, the accompanying spouse.
This is the Absentee Shawnee, and they're the Algonquin language group. And where the Loyal Shawnees were moved up here, the Absentee Shawnees were moved around the Oklahoma City area. So they tried to separate some of the groups.
This is Tommy Longhorn. Any thought on the word absentee for a name?
The
Why?
Absentee Shawnee is called that because when they were signing treaties, they said that they weren't going to be a part of it, and so they were absent at the time of the signing.
Oh, okay.
The Loyal Shawnees were called that because they stayed loyal, and they were forced to remove because they wouldn't. They wanted to stay where they were.
Right.
This is the Uchis, and it's a Uchin language group, and it's kind of related to the Siouan and the Navajo, and they were originally from the Tennessee area, Georgia and Alabama area.
And his name is Tim Pucci Barnard. And look at the mustache and the sideburns. You see, as a stereotype as an Indian,
Yeah.
you're red skin, high cheekbones, no facial hair whatsoever. And I try to explain to people, it's just a stereotype.
Right.
As you look at all these pictures, they're so different.
This is the Wichitas, and it's the same as the Caddo language group, and they were originally from Kansas, Oklahoma area, and so they were kind of just...
And this is an unknown warrior.
Yeah, their group was originally from this area.
Okay.
Yep.
This is the snowstorm tribe.
Yeah.
You see them in the wintertime especially.